the gorillas, eye contact. You're not allowed to give them a full eye contact because your eye contact might be meaning something else in their language. But what I know is when you go in the morning, when you meet them, you go by the sound. That's like good morning. Also for them, they go like something like this. And they do lots of farting.
Oh, because they eat a lot of
A
vegetables.
lot of vegetables, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Esploro Travel Podcast. At Esploro, we lead expeditions to the most remote places in the world. Gorilla trekking in Uganda, swimming with blue whales in Timor-Leste, or cat skiing in Kazakhstan. The people who make this trip possible are the guides and the team leaders on the ground. This is their show. Today I'm here with Hussein and Ahmed, which between them have spent decades in the jungles and the savanna of Uganda. We're talking about what it takes to do their job, we're talking about gorillas, and we're talking about a country that most people have never seen. Let's start. First question is, did you always dream to work with animals?
Like me personally, when I was growing up, we never used to have television because where we grew up was a remote area. But we would go to like our neighbors' places where those rich kids, then go there. Sometimes they have like Nigel, they're like, yeah. Then as you're growing up, we would be like, oh, this is really interesting. Then Hussein first went in. As Hussein went into tourism, then I was like, I can go and study and be the same way. And then when I remember one of my first trips when I did, it was a bit interesting. Because when I reached there, I didn't have enough experience. And my first client was, what is that? I was like, they're kangaroos. Like, I thought kangaroos are in Australia. This was one of my, I was still nervous. But this is, now I'm almost 19 years in the field. We're talking about 19 years ago. I started working when I was 18.
What do you do when you're not on the field?
Sometimes we go for farm trips where we have not gone. Like you see right now we're in Europe to see another part of the world.
And how is it life here in Europe compared to Uganda?
So different. Here in Europe, like right now, when it's 9 in the night, you still have the sun up. Our sun sets between 6:50 to 7:10.
All year round.
But like in Europe, it's a bit interesting. Like you see the sun is up and it's so cold. So it's a different world.
Talking about Uganda, what is the biggest misconception that tourists have before they arrive?
Yeah, the first misconception is if they look at the salad, they ask you, is this safe?
Is it safe?
It's very safe,
Okay.
of course. Otherwise, we'll not be here if it's not safe.
Yeah, but let's say the Western stomachs are more delicate.
No. Everything is perfect. People
Just to cut you short, our food is so organic. Like we have this experience when we pick you from the airport. As we drive, we have stopovers. You interact with the community. You find people we have chicken on the stick. You have McDonald's here and KFC. For us, when you stop the car, everything comes on the window. And then if you're not concentrating, the person burns you with the chicken a bit to pick
show
your
you,
interest.
take your attention. Yeah, see what's happening here.
And
Something. Yeah.
When you go to the food part, we stop and then people have like stopovers. They cut up an ananas. And trust me, out of the 100 that I've taken, no one has ever tasted any pineapple like the one in Uganda.
But do you have picky eaters?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. Picky eaters are everywhere. Definitely they have the do's, the don'ts. But it's you who's going to convince that person that you're in the right hands. At the first day, like the first one day you find someone, then as you continue interact, the person gains confidence. He becomes or she becomes Ugandan. This is the best experience. Talked about food. Clients should not worry about food. Like where the lodges were staying are tourist standard lodges. Very clean environment, very good food. And then normally the client tells us in case there's any food restriction, So we are always one step ahead.
I think it's going to be easy for you to accommodate vegetarian, vegan, or
Vegetarian,
even
gluten-free, yeah, vegan, everything. Yeah, yeah.
Like our main dish comes from bananas. But the bananas, the green one, then it's put into banana fibers, the leaves, banana leaves. They cover it, they steam it, then they mash it. You eat it with peanut sauce.
I want to try that.
Yeah.
You don't have to try it. It's part of the package, even if it's not written.
So we always take you to try the local
There
food.
are those things that we would call off the beaten track, that you don't have to write about everything.
Yeah. There are things that we do that are not on the itinerary.
So you basically leave the country knowing at least 90%.
Talking about the safari, to go in Uganda and to meet the animal is not just about gorilla.
We have savanna parks, not only the gorillas and the chimpanzees. We have very beautiful virgin savanna parks. And these parks are really wonderful. The landscape, the animals. Sometime, like let's say 30 years, 25 years, because of the Civil War, most of the animals were killed, poached.
Oh.
Yeah, but now the recovery is very big, and if you go any corner of the park, you'll find, let's say, abundance of animals.
And what's the difference between a safari in Uganda and one, for example, in Tanzania or Kenya?
In Kenya, you find 100 jeeps crowded in one place in Tanzania, Serengeti. But in Uganda, it's the opposite. The park is for you to enjoy.
Any special animal that you don't find anywhere else on safari?
We have the cobs. We call them the Uganda cobs. It's rarely found anywhere. We have the shoebills that you have to go on the swamp.
Do you want to tell me more about the shoebill?
The shoebill is one of the rarest birds in the world, and mostly found in Uganda, in Mabamba swamp. We have also different places, but Mabamba is the famous one. You go with a boat, then go to a smaller boat in a canoe to track it.
Shoebill is one of the most endangered. When the shoebill gives birth to two, one survives most cases, because it sometimes kills the other one, the other one. So it means they are very rare, they're so endangered. And then it doesn't take care of the babies a lot. So this makes the bird historical, and it's an historical bird. And when you talk about what you see in Uganda and you don't see in other places, you're not going to find the gorillas, the chimpanzees. We have the rainforests. And we mix both. Other countries have the savanna. This is their target. We go from rainforest to savannas. Then we have the volcanoes, which is not active. Then we have the Rwenzori mountain where you hike for 7 days. We talked about the safaris being different here. When you go to Murchison Falls or Queen Elizabeth National Park, we don't add only on the game drives or the safaris. You have boat rides where you go find large numbers of hippos that you cannot see anywhere. School of hippos. And then you find lots of crocodiles on the Nile. Like in Murchison Falls is the Nile. And then in Queen Elizabeth is a channel. It's a natural channel that is joined by Lake George, that joins Lake George and Lake Edward. It runs 38 kilometers, and you find all these animals on that channel.
Oh.
Yes.
And what about the tree climbing lions? Are they hard to spot?
Depends with the season. Sometimes when it's too rainy, depends with the season. And if they have a kill, of course, lions protect their meal. Mm-hmm. They can just leave it there and they go up. Yeah.
How is it? Is it just a family who has this habit?
No. It's not only just a family. It's the vegetation also that is favoring them, because if you go to the southern part of Queen Elizabeth, that's where it's most famous for the tree climbing lion. But if you're lucky, you might find it also in the northern side of Uganda in Murchison Falls. The lions on the tree. Depends on the weather also, sometimes is favoring them.
Walk me through the rhino tracking on foot. How does it actually work? What happens when you exit the vehicle?
Like when you meet the rhinos, remember these are wild animals. They can do anything. They are unpredictable, even though we go and meet them. So you would meet them, they would tell you if a rhino is coming and trying to charge, you have to run and go behind a tree. It's very safe, 100%. No one has ever been charged unless you want to be charged.
Of course. Yeah. Well, it sounds like an incredible
And
experience.
then when you meet the rhinos, when you go there, then you go with the ranger. We walk through the sanctuary. You go off the car. You first have a little bit of the driving, depending where the rhinos are. Then the ranger walks you slowly to where the rhinos are. Then, remember, these are wild animals. They have two things. They're either going further or closer. But even if you have the cheapest phone, you'll get a good picture. Trust me.
I see. Well, it sounds incredible.
And they are in 70 square kilometer, electrified range, 24/7 guided by the rangers with a gun because of their protection. Like what's happening in southern African countries, it's not happening in Uganda. The poachers killing the rhino for their task. But in Uganda, it has never happened. I don't think it will happen because they are really protected.
And at the moment, it's because during the Idi Amin regime, I don't know if you've heard of Idi Amin, we had a president that was Idi Amin. So these rhinos were, first of all, in Marshall Falls National Park, and then they were poached. Time came that we had no more rhinos in Uganda until they introduced the sanctuary. Then they had 2 rhinos that they brought in. One was from, I think, Kenya, another one from America.
It was coming from a zoo.
From a zoo, exactly.
Yeah.
Then they started by giving birth to the first baby that was called, I think, Obama, because of the Kenya and American. Okay.
Yeah, American mother and
Okay.
African
so this is
father.
how the sanctuary. This year, they took some rhinos. They are introducing them. They are reintroducing them to the park. The rhinos being in the sanctuary is not the target that all the time clients will be coming in the sanctuary. Already there are some that have already been introduced in the park. So they want to see how they will regenerate. Remember, they're now reintroducing them back in the park. So again, after some time, they'll pick more, reintroduce them somewhere else. Yes.
Yeah, we got recently from South Africa, like 7 rhinos. Yeah, and some were taken to Ajai Game Reserve and Kidepo Valley National Park, that is in the northeast of Uganda, near Sudan and Kenya.
And these are all white rhinos, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you tell me the difference between the 2 animals?
Yeah, the difference is just the mouth. This is Vida. They say the Dutch people, instead of saying white, they say white, and the other one is like hoops.
So it's not about the color.
No, they are completely no. It's gray if you see it. yeah. It's not about the color.
And now let's talk about the highlight of the trip. Let's talk about gorillas.
Gorillas was one of the highlights, but we got the chimpanzees also. They're 99.8 DNA like humans. They hunt. 20%, I think, something like that, of their meal is meat.
The chimpanzees that we see in television, they're usually very younger and they're very friendly, but then when they grow up, they become more dominant. I don't want to say aggressive.
You see, like any person in life, you can wake up on the wrong side of the road or of the bed. And it depends. Your neighbor is coming to greet you. So you're the neighbor going to greet the chimpanzee. Which side of the bed has it woken up from? But most of the times, remember, these animals are habituated. It takes time to habituate an animal. So now what happens is the rangers, they take time, they look for wild gorillas, okay? So when they get a wild gorilla, like a family, how they habituate this family to be habituated that people can now meet it, the rangers follow them every day. The gorillas nest around 5:40 because the forest is dark. They lay a nest every day where they would sleep. Then in the morning, they're out of the nest, they start walking. So the rangers walk with the gorillas every day. When the gorilla is feeding, they imitate the gorilla feeding. So as they continue this process, it's not a simple process. Sometimes the rangers are harmed by the gorillas, but they keep following them until these gorillas know that these people who are following us are not harmful to us. This process can even take 3 to 5 years until they see that these gorillas are now fully habituated. It's when they open them up for the people to start tracking them.
Okay, so the family now is habituated to humans,
Yeah.
and you bring the guest in. Let me understand, how is it?
So in the morning, the rangers would go before the gorillas unnest.
They're trackers. We call them trackers.
So they go in the morning before they unnest. And then they contact the rangers that this family is here, this family is here. This is where we say every age can come and track gorillas. So if him or me, we go to the field, we have a guest that is old or has a knee problem or something.
Leg problem or disabled, so you don't have to worry about that.
So we'll contact the ranger, tell him, my client has this and this problem. They will contact the trackers. They will see which gorilla family is close. But this doesn't guarantee that it is close. Why? These are wild animals. They move according to their dietary system. If the time you start, they are close, and the fruit they want to pick is on top of the mountain, they will not say
"No, we wait for you."
We
No,
wait
no,
for
no.
you. Like one time,
Yeah.
I took a lady who was 70 years old. She came back very happy. It was the closest group. She was supposed to walk for roughly 15 to 20 minutes. She came back 4 in the evening, but with a very big smile. She came telling me, I ended up seeing the gorillas, but when I was there, I fell down. We have porters, so it depends with your age. You get porters. These porters are there to help you because you're going in the hills, up, down in the mountain, and these are people who are already around the community, and if you pay them, it's $20. It goes to their families. So you're also helping the community.
You pay them direct.
Yeah. So it can be 15 minutes walk, or
Can be 4 hours to more even. But also there are people who can't walk completely. We have the helicopter.
African helicopter.
Okay, what do you mean for African helicopter?
There is a chair and they carry you.
Like you see, like the times of
The colonial time, many years back.
but this is not the whole idea of being colonial time. No.
It's about the...
And then the money you give is not for the government. It's you're helping still the people.
What happens there?
You have 1 hour to view the gorillas, take as many photos as you want, ask many questions as you wish. And the gorillas have family. They live in a family and they have names. Each family has a name. And some of the names they're being named depends on the location where they were discovered or on the feature of the alpha male. These are all local names.
So you know the animals by name, but I believe you know them by character as well.
By character. The gorillas are named they can identify them by their nose. We have the fingerprints. For them, they have the nose.
You know how the gorillas might behave.
But when you talk about how they might behave, don't forget we're talking about
wild animals.
Well, but people as well, they're not so predictable.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
at least
exactly.
you can see that.
Yeah.
But in case of any situation, but which I have not seen happening, you know, like there are minor situations if you have seen them on YouTube or where gorilla comes, pulls a client,
And touches you, touches the hair. Mostly the babies are more friendly, come and play around
and
with
then
you
remember
sometimes.
when you have like the gorillas, eye contact, you're not allowed to give them a full eye contact because your eye contact might be meaning something else in
Yes.
their language. But what I know is when you go in the morning, when you meet them, you go by the sound. That's like good morning. Also for them, they go like something like this. And they do lots of farting.
Oh. Because they eat a lot of
A
vegetables.
lot of vegetables, yeah.
So this is it's a whole experience.
So 1 hour is not a lot. Why just 1 hour?
The 1 hour, it's because to avoid disease transmission to these animals, you might stay longer and then you transmit diseases to them. And like basically before COVID, we used to meet gorillas without masks. But now it's changed. When you go and meet them, you have to have a mask
Mask.
on.
Yeah.
Question might be, why don't leave a gorilla alone? Why do we have to meet them?
This is about conservation. And the money you pay right now is $800 per permit. And this part of this money helps the community around the park. 20% goes to the community. And in this forest, before we used to have the Batwa people, these small communities, small minority
Or the
tribe,
pygmies.
the
People
pig,
call them
them
the
pygmies. They used to live in the forests, they lived on fruits gathering and hunting. But now they are removed from the forests, they're outside.
They remove from the forest because of the conservation of the
So,
gorilla.
exactly.
Not
Not
only-
only gorillas, there we have forest elephants as well, some
Antelopes,
daikas, yeah. Different monkeys. We have the chimpanzees also in Bwindi, not only the gorillas, which is soon going to start. They are going to start habituations of gorilla in Bwindi also. Chimpanzee, chimpanzee.
So this is a good story of conservation,
Yeah.
where
It's
the
a-
money
why-
from the tourists is
See.
actually needed to help the animals,
No,
but also to help the local community.
yeah.
And why
yeah.
they were pulled out
So
of
they
the
can
forest.
benefit also from the tourism. They see the benefit of you people visiting the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, hospital, schools, the roads. Yeah.
That is something that is not really happening in other places in Africa. You talked about before about the 100 cars, the 100 vehicles around just one lion.
Now, you see, the thing is, in Uganda, it's a bit different. When you come to Uganda, like many people don't like...
Crowded.
like right now, people are in Milan here, too much traffic. You escape from traffic, you come to Africa. Again, you find traffic of animals in Africa. But in Uganda, it's a bit different. That when you go in a park, like our cars don't have radio calls like other countries.
Yeah.
Our tourism is growing. So this also is something good that I like. The radio calls are not. That means when you have an animal, you meet it. You're all by yourself with this animal. You have a lion or a leopard. You're all by yourself with your leopard and your lion, which is okay. But in other parks, like I've been in many parks in Africa, at times you're like,
Yeah, it's like in the
it's-
city.
you're disturbing the animals actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how big is the group?
Yeah, we can have a group of maybe 6, 15, 20 people, depends.
But for the gorilla,
For the gorillas, it's strictly 8 people per family of gorilla. So if you come 20 people, they will have to split you into 8, 4, depends on how many you are. You have to go 8 people in a family. So everyone will see gorilla, but not all together the same family, different families.
Adding on that, Bwindi has 4 gates. Bwindi, personally, has 4 gates. Every gate has a family, not one family. Like one gate has 5 families,
Yes.
there's a gate that's 8 families,
Family, some has 10.
3.
Yeah.
So it means we go to the gates depending on the gorilla availability permits. The number of clients is not a problem, as long as we confirm the gorilla availability
The
permit,
permits.
accommodation on that same location.
well, at the end, our groups are quite small, 8 people at maximum.
8 people,
Oh.
it means we'll definitely have 2 cars.
We use 4x4 Land Cruisers, customized with a fridge inside, charging ports.
So every person has his window seat.
Exactly.
And
Everybody.
then leave alone like all the cars, everyone has a window seat. No one sits in the middle. And comfort comes first because we are driving distances in some places. It's not like in Europe, you don't even change your suspensions. Do you change your suspensions in Europe?
Oh, no, yeah, we don't.
So, like sometimes I tend to make jokes with my clients and I'm like, you're first going to pay extra money for this African massage.
Because of the bumpy roads.
And then at some point, you pay extra money for saloon. Ask me which one, which is a bit of dust, the safari dust. I don't call it dust. It's
for
a
the
powder.
female, almost like
Safari
a
powder. So safari powder.
So what about accommodation?
So with accommodation, we have different classes. We have from self-contained rooms to non-self-contained tents, cottages. We have lodges. It depends on the client's budget.
Okay.
We have all sorts of accommodations.
Accommodation.
Even camping, where you can camp. We camp, cook food for yourself.
bush camping, yeah.
How is it to sleep in tent in the savannah?
Actually, like if you would say in March on Falls, have 2 nights in a tent. You go, you have a ranger. This is arranged.
Mm-hmm.
The ranger comes in, then you go somewhere which is strategic in the park.
Completely wild.
And then in the night, nothing beats the experience. Because it's the stars and you camp next to the Nile. You hear the sound of music from the hippos eating. And the hyenas
That's
passing.
laughing.
Yeah. So,
And the lion roar.
and then
Yeah.
in the morning, remember, others have to pass through the gates to get into the park. You're already in the park. You're the first people to have the best spotting.
And you might have visitors in the camp also.
Yeah.
What
Where
about
you-
visitors?
These are the lions, the hippos, the
Hippos,
elephants.
hippos are 100% guaranteed. The music you'd be here.
Yeah. The hyenas, the jackals.
Is it not dangerous?
That's why we have a ranger who is there. Then we have to set up a campfire. But it doesn't mean that when we are camping, you're going to be like, let me walk 100 meters. Unless you signed your will in Europe before coming to Africa.
What if you have to pee?
I know, peeing is not a problem. We also set up a small toilet, which is a camping toilet, because you cannot destroy
The nature go go everywhere. Yeah.
And lions, do they know where the toilet is located?
Yeah, it's nature. You might share it together. You might
And also
share.
you have an experience of night safari if you're camping inside.
Yeah.
Or if you're staying in the lodges inside the park.
And there's a lot of action, I
There's a
imagine.
lot of
Definitely,
action.
definitely.
Yeah.
And there are animals that are nocturnal animals that you might never see them during desert.
daytime.
Like you might never
Porcupine.
find an aardvark.
The porcupines.
There are aardvarks. There are many animals that are nocturnal, and even hyenas. Despite when we talk about Uganda being virgin, if you go to Serengeti, Masai Mara, hyenas are just like antelopes. This is not proper. If you read every kind of book or everything that they write, how are hyenas considered? They're nocturnal animals. They come out in the night. Why? In these other countries, not to say it in a wrong way, they are fed.
Baited.
Like in some of these countries, everywhere on the road, you find at least a pride of lion eating. Now, at least let's see a lion hunt, then a hyena coming to steal in the night. This is nature.
Yeah. And that happens during the night.
Yeah.
They're more active at night.
Of course.
So it's still very natural. Back home, it's 100% natural.
Nice.
That is Uganda
Let's
back
hope.
home. Yeah.
Let's hope it keeps it that way, because if hyenas start appearing during daytime like antelopes, then
Uganda is doing a good job with conservation,
Very
so
nice.
limiting
Very nice.
We have 10 national parks, but there are more parks that have been introduced. I think by next year, we'll have more parks, about 16 parks total in number. And we have some conservation area, that's a game reserve.
So it's a good balance between conservation and fight against over-tourism.
And we have also, not only about tourism, we have the people, the culture. We have the Karamojong people in the northeast of Uganda. They are almost like Maasais. So we have people who are coming only for cultural tourism. We have the tea plantations, the coffee plantations. You can go for coffee experience, tea experience, the traditional alcohol. This is made out of banana. You go and see how they brew it. We have the local gin. You can go for that experience.
Let's talk about your job. What is the hardest part of your job that nobody sees?
The hardest part of this job is sometimes you meet people you've never met before.
Which is not a hard part.
It's not a hard part, but some people want to pay less and want to get more. That is the hardest part. And you know, when they come, they say, I want to see a lion. They forget they're in the nature. They are not in the zoo. These animals, they can decide whatever they want. If they say, today you'll see me, you'll see them. If they say no, and this person tells you, I want to see lion, I want to see leopard, and it becomes a problem sometimes there. Yeah.
Adding on that, when you talked about what's the difficult part about, you said our job, right? You see, when we are dealing with very many different people. We're almost like doctors. You find someone she's divorced, who is divorced, expects you to be the one to relieve the stress. Sometimes we can't be angels, but we promise to put a smile on your face. This is the service we would want to give you. Some people looking for a small reason just to get a refund for it, which is not there actually. Like sometimes you find there was a client, went into a restaurant, paid, ate. After eating, I was like, the food is not nice, can I get my money? But you took 2 plates. How would it not be nice? So you deal with different characters of people. The thing is how you handle the situation. When a client comes, we try our best. I would tell you, after the boat trip, we're not relaxing. We haven't seen a lion yet. Let's go try our luck again. And after that, if again we have a chance, I say,
if we have time,
in the morning, why don't we have 1 more hour before we go? If you go back home happy, then everything is going to be fine on my side, that you have things to show your people back home, then there's more business we'll be expecting in that in return.
But I'm sure that most of the people who come into Uganda, they leave
with a smile on their face. 99%.
99.9.
And just the grumpy people, they're never going to be happy.
99.9. The 1% is personal, your personal reasons.
We have to work with
One time there was a client who came to Uganda. Everything was super. The last 2 days, why I told you point 1, this is a country that doesn't have Terea, electronic cigarette.
Oh.
Where can I find Terea? I said, we'll try. We tried supermarket. And, hey, which country is this? There's no Terea. This is the 1%.
Yeah, welcome to Uganda.
Welcome to Uganda.
Pack enough Terea before you come to Uganda.
So now we have a short round of questions that we ask to all of our guests, and we just want a short answer from you. The first thing that comes into mind. For you, what is the most overrated destination in the world?
Serengeti mostly. That's what I would say.
And what the most underrated destination?
Yeah, Uganda.
Okay.
Really, I wouldn't say Uganda.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I would say maybe Congo, because there is war in Congo and Uganda is very safe.
Which is the one place that you always go back to?
In Uganda?
Or in the world?
Lake Bunyonyi in
Uganda.
Okay.
Very beautiful, peaceful lake.
Well, tell me more about that.
Lake Bunyonyi is one of the third deepest lake in the world. It's in the southwest of Uganda. It's a very beautiful place. It has about 29 islands. And the smallest island, they call it Punishment Island.
How so?
The Punishment Island, like let's say in 50s, 40s, girls who used to get pregnant without the consent of the family, they will be left there to die. And those poor men who didn't have money to marry, to pay for the dowry, would go for these women for free.
What makes the lake interesting is the peace around the lake, and it's a lake with over 29 islands. It's a very beautiful place.
Bunyonyi means birds.
Birds. Only sound of birds.
Birds. It's what you hear there.
If you have a girlfriend, you might tell her, can you keep quiet? I want to hear the birds.
Traveling by plane, aisle or window?
Window.
Me personally, no. For me, aisle is better. Because when you want to go to the business room, it's much easier.
And carry on only or checked luggage?
Carry on, much better.
And what do you do on a long flight?
Sleep and watch movies.
So you're able to sleep on a flight?
Sleep.
Mostly
Me
sleep.
Yeah.
Lucky you. What do you always pack that most people forget?
Toothbrush is the first thing.
Me personally, my toothbrush.
And what do you forget to pack?
Sometimes maybe deodorant.
Dio.
Roll on.
Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
And what is the travel experience that changes you mostly?
No, when you travel and the travel experience, you meet different people, different culture. Yeah, that makes you to understand. Yeah.
And what is the worst travel for you?
When I'm working, I consider it also as holiday, because my work is like holiday.
Free holiday. You're paid and you're on holiday.
The worst holiday is when I have a client that is not happy. Then it's the worst holiday for me.
So thank you for coming. But before saying goodbye, I'd like to know what's next for you.
We're here for 15 days in Europe, going back on 26, on 28 back on the road.
The season starts.
It is starting, yeah, June.
Not stopping.
Until late September, sometimes up to October.
Are you looking forward to meet your gorillas again?
We're going definitely to meet them, not only the gorillas. We're going to see the savanna parks, the lions, the elephant, the giraffes.
You see what makes it interesting? All these years I told you that I've been working, every day is a different one. I've never had the same one. Every trip is different. I'll take you on a trip. We have a different vibe. You're asking me different questions. And then the trouble I go through to look for like the animals makes every day different.
You seem very, very excited about your own job. Is there any way that we can follow you without coming to Africa? Do you have any social handle?
What I would love to say is, come to Africa, then we follow each other from Africa.
I like that.
Yeah. So we just first have to follow the podcast. The podcast will take you all the way to Africa. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Yes.
So thank you again for coming, and I'll see you very soon in Uganda.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Trust me, when you go to Uganda, you'll definitely come back to Uganda. It will be your second home. Trust me on that.